There's a new Descendant that came out in the first Descendant, and she is pretty bonkers when it comes to melting every single boss in the entire game, especially the new boss that just came out, which is the Void Intercept Battle Abyss boss called the Tormentor. And if I'm gonna be honest, I don't know any of the mechanics for this boss. That's how fast this boss dies with this build. I would also greatly appreciate it if you would hit that like button and also subscribe if this video helped you out. Let's first start with her abilities. For this build, you're mainly going to be using your 2, 3, and 4, and so let's talk about them. For your passive, it's called the Divinity. Serena gains additional stat bonus when firing from mid-air, so she is a flying Descendant, the first ever Descendant, so you're going to have to be in mid-air if you want to get any of these buffs, and we are going to be doing that. And in order for you to fly in mid-air, you're going to need to activate the second ability, which is called Ascension. So once you activate it and you were to jump in mid-air, you basically kind of levitate in a way, but you'll gradually go down. And as this ability is activated, your MP will decrease over time. Also too, if you do want to be a speed running Serena, what I did was I activated this ability and then I was using the mid-air grapple. All I did was activate the grapple. As I am grappling, I would activate my melee ability, which is the sub attack, and it will launch me further into the distance. And you go far pretty fast. The next ability is called Soar. What this does is that it basically makes you just jump into the air, and as you do that, it would automatically reload your currently equipped weapon. So once you activate your second ability, once you're in air, activate this, and it'll give you like this little dashing movement in air. You can activate it any direction you like, and it just reloads your weapon. The last ability is on the fourth ability called Redemption. This one greatly increases our damage for our weapons, but it's based on your max HP. So as what you're seeing on the bottom right, you would see damage multiplier, max HP times 0.8. So it's tying it to your HP. So the more HP you have, the more damage you're going to be inflicting. This also has an area of effect damage whenever you activate this. So it's giving your weapons explosive rounds. But mainly it will give us that increased damage multiplier. When it comes to activating your abilities, you're going to want to activate your second ability as you're waiting for the boss to spawn. Once the boss spawns, be sure to jump into the air, activate your fourth ability, and then use your third ability to give you that infinite ammo and then spray and pray on the boss and he will fall over. That is the basic gameplay loop for Serena when it comes to this boss or any boss in general. This is mainly a weapon damage build, and let's head to the modules for Serena. You don't need to use all of these modules, but I'm going to show you guys the ones you're going to need to use the most. So these are the only modules you need for Serena because all of this is tying to your max HP and also increasing your max shield because of this module right here called Overwhelming HP. Basically, it would fix your max HP at 1, and it would also increase your HP by 19.8% based on your max shields. The increased HP can further increased by other buffs. So that's why I put modules like this, increased shields, weighting the scales, and amplification control for all of those max shields. And I also put these two modules for HP. So your main goal is to have as much HP and shields as possible. But if you want to further enhance Serena even further, you can choose these modules as well. You don't have to again, but you can choose it if you like. I went for skill cooldowns and also skill cost. So I went with time distribution for the cooldown and also a little bit more of max HP. And Nimble Fingers just for the cooldown for my fourth ability. And for maximized conservation, I went with the skill cost just for me to fly a bit longer whenever I'm battling anything. But you get minus 20 skill power modifier. That doesn't really matter. I just went with the skill cost. The main weapon you're going to be using for this build is the Last Dagger, as what you see for the attributes and all that stuff. I went with all yellow firearm attack, firearm critical rate, and all that stuff. And for the additional benefits for the Last Dagger, you're going to want to go for Toxic because that is the weakness towards the new boss if you're mainly focusing on him. If not, you can change it up. And for the firepower and the tactical, go for fire rate and firearm attack. Mine isn't maxed out, but you don't really need to max it out. You're just gonna insta kill it no matter what. But yeah, go for these. And for the modules for the Last Dagger, I mainly put critical hit damage / weak point damage. But the main module you're going to want to put is Firing Fiesta. When reloading, rounds are not consumed for 3 seconds. This also activates for your third ability for Serena as well. And your second priority you need to go for is Ultra Precision Strike. Upon a successful weak point attack, it would increase your weak point damage by 4.5 seconds, 4 or 5 seconds, up to a stack of 20 stacks. Basically, just hit the weak point. But if you don't, you'll lose firearm attack. But if you don't really like losing the firearm attack, you could also go for this one right here, Tenacious Hunter. This one is kind of like firing Fiesta when you reload. This one just increases your weak point damage for 3 seconds, up to 20 stacks. But I just find using the Ultra Precision Strike to melt the boss further. But just keep in mind, try not to miss your shots when you're getting that weak point hit. And another one I'd like to point out is that these 2 mods, I only put it for the new boss because again, its weakness is toxic. So I just put poison priority for the toxic attack and toxic enhancement. But everything else is fire rate, critical hit damage, and weak point, and also firearm. For the Inversion Reinforcement, all you would have to max out for these tiers is the attribute area because of the enhanced focus rounds. And also you're going to want to go for toxic focus rounds for the Tormentor. But depending on what boss you're doing, you can change this up you like, but we're mainly focusing on the new Tormentor. You're going to want to go for strike point amplification. Upon landing a multi-hit with a firearm, it will grant strike point amplification. So your weak point damage will go up to 9% for 30 seconds, up to 3 stacks. And the main reinforcement mod you're going to want to put is Area Maneuvering Raider. This will give you a multi-hit chance whenever you're in mid-air for 2 seconds. So this is how you can be able to give yourself even more damage for Serena. What's really cool about Serena is that you don't really need to focus on a reactor. All you need to find is the little attributes on the bottom. I would recommend going for skill cooldown and cost, but again, you can just change it up if you like, whatever fits your play style. I just like to use this because I want to fly longer and use my abilities a bit more often. For the external components, your main goal is to go for the passive stat, which is max HP, which is 646, auxiliary power, and also try to go for a max HP on those little attributes on the bottom. I got 814. You can go higher, but that's what I got so far. And same thing for your sensor, go for 646, your memory, and your HP. But for your sensor, try to go for max MP. All right, for the Arche Tuning, this is the skill tree that I chose to go for. I mainly went towards increasing my Last Dagger damage even further instead of giving my Serena more HP, because I do believe if I did max out all of this on the bottom right, instead of her HP being 34k, it would roughly be around 38 to 39k. That is a lot, but I would rather deal more damage with my Last Dagger. So if you guys would like to copy it, here you go. Again, you can change it up if you like. So when it comes to the new boss, you'll roughly kill this boss between 5 to 10 seconds. I know there's other people out there that did it within 2 seconds. It's based on RNG, so I just did it first try. I did it like 5 seconds, but again, 5 to 10 seconds you can be able to kill the Tormentor. You could also be able to one-shot the new Tormentor with this sniper rifle. You basically legit will one-shot him. I'm currently cooking it up right now, so I can't really give you anything about it, but that's all I know so far. You can one-shot this boss with this weapon. I put the Last Dagger because one, it's easy to get, and this thing deals a bunch of damage. But you're really going to have to spec into it a lot. You're going to have to invest into it. That's what you're seeing here, so be sure to keep that in mind. But if you do want to insta-kill the Tormentor, this is the way to go. Let me know what you guys think about Serena. Are you going for her? You've gotten her already? Is she cooking? Are you building her as we speak? Let me know. She is very overpowered right now, so I'm going to take advantage of that. I'm going to farm a bunch of materials for the Tormentor, and I'm going to love it. Use it while it's hot. If you know, you know, those damn boobas. If you guys did enjoy this build video, I would greatly appreciate it if you'll hit that like button and also subscribe. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, evening, or afternoon. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.